Hello there, friends, and welcome back to more Bravely Default 2. Last time, we had a friendly battle with Martha and obtained a new asterisk in the form of the Dragoon, which is a very welcome addition, if I do say so myself. I'll be showing this job off quite a bit, and it's a personal favorite of mine, so expected to stick around for quite a bit. However, when we returned to Rheimdall, we were unable to prevent another judgment being passed, which led to the plummet of someone that, while I wouldn't really consider them a friend, we knew they were innocent. And now we're going to be traveling to the Jaws of Judgement, where anyone who has had judgment passed on them has fallen. And we're going to see if we can't stop Father Ridian, the father of the girl who was tried recently, from doing something rash. That's the idea for today, but first things first, we are going to go back to the item shop and patch up some of the holes we have in our repertoire here. Honestly, now that we're going to be utilizing Salve Maker more frequently, getting items is going to be a little bit more important. So I'm going to be patching up and getting like 10 high potions, that way he can use Widen Area. I definitely want at least 10 Phoenix Downs, just in case things go poorly. Let's try to get 10 of every ailment item, and then when it comes to the throwable items, these aren't really as necessary. But let's get, like, maybe a few extra stones, just in case, as that's neutral damage. This looks much better than it was earlier, for sure. I will go ahead and say this as an aside. If you are interested in doing side quests around Rheimdall and other areas, this is not a bad time to do them. In fact, I would recommend you do them right now, if anywhere else. I will not be doing them, as I think chasing after Father Ridian is a bit more important than those right now, and so I'll be leaving them for a much later date. Either way, once all your preparations are met, the only way to get to the Jaws of Judgement is to go below Rheimdall, which, thankfully, we can go right behind it to find the entrance to the lower areas. Welcome to the Jaws of Judgement. Again, we do have Gwillem joining us, and he'll be pretty good in this dungeon, thanks to the whole fire aspect of him, and we are in a very icy cave. There is some slippery ground here. If you walk around ice, you might be slipping yourself around. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that just yet.
All right, then.
Okay, so Adele is going to be going first. I didn't really get to showcase very much of Dragoon last time, so let's see what we can do. We have Sonic Thrust, which is basically the Beastmaster's mow down. So let's use that. Well, actually, let's first Magnifying Glass these guys. White Fang and the Merciless Souls. And then we'll go ahead and Sonic Thrust, and then we'll jump on the White Fang. So, let's see what we're up against. 2300 HP, weak to fire. 1700 HP, weak to light. As you can see, their damage is pretty good. I mean, what I have on Adele is very strong, but regardless, their damage is good.
Let me see.
Let's go ahead and default here. I want to get to I want to showcase the jump, so I don't want to kill anything. Yeah, even that enemy was defaulting, that was 1,000 damage. Pretty decent. There was Fiery Breath. Adele learned Thunder Thrust, that is a thunder-based attack, physical attack, which again, pretty useful. So this dungeon has a lot of loot that you could very easily miss. Let's go ahead and put on Divining Rod. So we can see, in this room alone, there's only 2 chests, which is pretty standard.
We've got the upper hand,
There's Fiery Breath. Gwillem going first. Wow, okay. We're going to be overall. We don't have anything that's really weak to thunder right now, but let's go ahead and just see how much damage it does, and then we'll just start doing our mow downs with Sonic Thrust. Which, I mean, actually, thinking on it, might just do mow down instead, since it's a bit cheaper. Thunder Thrust. Yep, almost 2,000 damage, just right there.
Did you see that?
Gloria learned Scuro. Pretty useful. I think she might max out Pictomancer in this dungeon, which would be pretty nice. This is 4 darts. Okay. Let's move on over here. Now we should be getting into the inner workings of the dungeon. There was a party chat right there. Hopefully I don't lose it. Again, you can go and speed party chats you might have missed in the main menu, so that isn't too big of a deal. Stupid battle thirst. Okay, yeah, these enemies counter hard. What we'll probably end up doing from this point onward is maybe just defaulting until we get to Seth's turn, since level slash will rip these guys apart. Unfortunately, Seth is on Monk, which will make this a little tougher because his damage output won't be as high as it could be. There's Spirit Surge, which is a self-sustain tool for the Dragoon. Okay, no, I did not miss out on the party chat. The Jaws of Judgement. The Jaws of Judgment, eh? So this must be pretty holy ground for the rhyme dollars. That it is, but right below the place where the judgments are being held. And we should prepare for the worst. The stink of death is worse than ever. Unbearable it is. So when we get in there, you reckon we're going to find... Yeah, I think we are. It is so sad. Some of them must have thrown themselves off the edge out of nothing more than desperation for their names to be cleared. Aye, and from that height, even a miracle might not have saved them. You know this place got its name because it looks like a great big dragon's mouth. Just waiting to swallow up anyone who jumps in. I'm not much bothered by what overblown name they gave it a why. Still, the resemblance to a set of jaws is undeniable. The icicles around the edge even look like teeth. And it's ram-jammed with monsters too. So it's hard enough to walk in here, let alone jump. Nonetheless, we must forge ahead. Come, everyone. If we look at the official artwork for the Jaws of Judgment, I think they accidentally left a placeholder. That was something that I noticed in my first run. It made me laugh, because that doesn't look anything like the Jaws of Judgment. Either way, they are right. This is definitely a very foreboding and ominous looking dungeon. So Spirit Surge. Perform a powerful physical attack on an enemy that will heal an amount of the user's HP and MP based on the damage inflicted. If we were to use this... 785. Healed a pretty decent amount of HP and MP as well. My desire to sweep everything and not worry about counters is slowly going down the drain. Because I'm on jobs that just don't do enough damage. I would like to put him on Vanguard or anything like that, but I didn't really want to do that right now. I'd already capped them anyways. Okay, here are the slippery slopes. Now, I guess we should probably deal with this guy first. Ooh, wikis. That's a big wiki. Okay, let's examine you. I doubt we'll be able to kill you right now, but 83 max HP, weak to dark and bows. That's not too bad. I guess we can use all of these dark drops here. I think these other enemies are immune to dark. Yeah, there was really no reason to do that. I guess we could try Spirit Surging, but I don't think we're gonna get much out of this. We'll do 2 level slashes and a Crescent Moon. Ooh, he's not gonna be able to hit them. Without a Bare Knuckle Brawler, he will not be able to hit those guys, actually, now that I think about it. 15 HP. We need to make sure Seth is okay. Wow, he's actually staying. Okay, bro thinks he can kill us. Okay, well then let's use a Skuro here. We've got a powerful dark magic on a target. I doubt Gloria's gonna be able to do anything too crazy. Let's just hope that one of them is enough, and then we can do Kyoto on the others.
Holy Spirit, you heal.
No, it does 1 damage. Yeah, I assumed it wasn't going to do that much, but the others died pretty quickly. Yeah, and he ran away. Elvis learned thrust and parry. We'll look at that in a second. Why doesn't Dungeon Master make it to where you can walk on the ice normally? Why is it like that? I thought this would work my first playthrough, and I was like, oh man, I can walk on the ice normally. I don't have to worry about slip inside. Nope, Dungeon Master does not fix that. Okay, sorry, I just wanted to get that out of my system. Thrust and parry. Reduces damage received by 15% times the number of weapons equipped. Damage is reduced by a further 20% if the High Wind or Dual Wield passive abilities are in effect. We haven't gone into what the High Wind and Dual Wields are yet, but this is pretty good if you are on a job that is wanting 2 weapons to maximize their damage. And it's not just physical jobs that can benefit from this. Casters often want 2 staves to boost their magic damage, so you can apply thrust and parry to help minimize the amount of damage they're taking. It obviously won't make them an unkillable god tank, but it will still do some pretty decent numbers. Let's go ahead and use some of these ethers here. I got a little too carried away in that fight, and I want to make sure that we at least have some resources for the coming fights. Let's go ahead and move forward. And that's a new enemy. Let's see here. You are Thor. Okay. I doubt you'll be weak to lightning, so I think it'd be best for me to just do some sonic thrusts. 1900 HP, weak to Earth? Okay. Haven't seen a weakness to Earth in a little while. Almost level 34 with the whole crew. Level 34 for Adele, and the job level up got gaining Comeback Kid. And I see we got a spear drop, the Brionok. Okay, so the Brionok is actually pretty interesting. When you use it, you can actually use it as an item and you'll utilize Jump, which is pretty interesting. You see a pretty decent boost in MP, and it is stronger than the Longinus, which is what I have on Seth right now. Let's go ahead and put this on him. He'd only be 1 damage shorter than what he would normally have as Bare Knuckle Brawler. And his aim would be boosted, which is nice. We'll put that on. Look at that. That's a really cool looking spear. He loses his damage bonus against aquatic enemies, but I don't think we'll be running into that around here anyways, so I don't think that's a big of a deal. Let's go ahead and grab this other chest. BQD 05375, and there, buddy. I still think some of this is like leet speak, and I'm just not reading into it. I kind of came in at the back end of leet speak stuff. That is the way forward, so let's move up. And we have another Thor, and some White Fangs. As you can see, Adele took quite a bit of a beating there, unfortunately. It's not really much I can do about that, though, because of how things work. Okay, so this is kind of an optional room here. That is a very conspicuous chest. I have a feeling I'm about to say hi to someone I don't want to fight. Aha! I know your game now, game.
Watch out, guys.
Oh, okay, it's just 5 of these guys? That's not too bad. Slowly running out of MP. But we took them all down anyways.
I'm amazing.
Might have to swap her over to a Berserker as a sub job so she can use Crescent Moon. Ninja Garb. I don't think we have one of those yet. No, we do not. Let's take a look. A unique outfit that allows its wearer to disappear into the night. Gives you a dark resistance, which is already really good. I have the nano suit on Seth right now, which doesn't really have anything beneficial on him, so dark resistance wouldn't be a bad idea. It gives him 10 speed. He's already the slowest party member right now by a significant margin, by about 20 points. So putting this on him is not a bad idea. Let's do it. Perfect. I'll take that. That's a completely optional room right here. You do not need to come and do this. So even though this dungeon is built around a spiral design, there is a little bit of non-linearity to it, which is pretty nice. This dungeon is a welcome change. Let's see here. It also has, in my opinion, a better camera angle. I can actually see enemies coming. If we go further down, where outside of the healing tile, we get a medium JP orb, which I am tempted to use on Seth to help get him past Monk, because I don't really want him on this job any longer, but I still want to max it out. No, we won't be able to make any significant progress with those items. We just have to keep fighting. Let's go ahead and use this time to use a tent. My resources are a lot lower than I thought they'd be. I'm just fighting enemies who seem to have met my match. We do have a teleport pad if you need to go back and buy some items, if this dungeon ended up surprising you, but I think I'm okay. More slippery floors here, which is not great. Come on, there we go. Okay, I have been kind of dumb. Why am I not putting on Counter Savvy? Genuinely. This would solve all of my problems with death. Why have I not been putting on Counter Savvy? It'll slow down my level ups if I do that, so I'm gonna remove Beast Whisperer. I don't really need any enemies from this dungeon. It'll be nice to collect some of them, but I think I've already grabbed one of each already. So if we just do this instead, we shouldn't have to worry about any counters because we'll just dodge them all. So we can set up our auto battle and be okay now. Moving forward. Keep saying that after every fight, just gets me in the mood to keep adventuring.
I'm not
If I keep fighting these guys, eventually they'll all go away, right? There we go, dodged it. Perfect. Adele learns Angon. That is the ability Martha was using to try and pierce our default. It is actually, if memory serves, it is actually the Dragoon's strongest move for quite a while in terms of like actual damage multiplier, though if you have enough weight, Jump can do great, crazy damage. I don't know why I sound like an old man there. I'm liking all the items we're getting from having salve makers in our team. It's really helpful. It saves so much money. Again, money isn't that big of a deal in this game, but it's nice to have extra funds when needed.
We've got the upper hand, guys.
Ooh, another wiki. Okay. I still don't think I'm in a good position to actually kill these things, though, unfortunately. I mean, we do have Angon now, so if I can land hits with it, I might be able to pierce its defaults. So let's try that, and then we could jump on it if that doesn't work out. Missed again, missed all 3 times, great. Well, can't really test it now, can we?
This is interesting.
Got BP tonic. Alrighty, moving on down here. I've actually surprisingly run into quite a few wikis here. There is something relating to those enemies that I want to talk about, and this actually isn't the bad time to do it, but I'm going to wait until we get to a later portion of the dungeon first. We have a new enemy here, Azazel. My second favorite Binding of Isaac character to play as. Took him down, pretty easy. Seth learned Pressure Point, which we haven't talked about. There's another Brionock if I want to dual wield them, which I don't really see the point in right now. Let's see what Pressure Point is all about. Perform a powerful physical attack on a target that ignores physical defense and the default status. That's pretty nice. It's basically an upgrade to Qigong Wave here, which will only penetrate the default stance. This will also ignore physical defense. Though it costs BP instead of, I believe, this is HP. Yes. We're getting close to Focal Blast, which is, in my opinion, the best move that Monk has in his repertoire. But we will cover that later. Oh, I guess the Japanese player found a treasure chest for me. Another wiki. Okay, I don't know what I have done to piss off this population, or if this is just the same guy that's just trying to troll me. But wow, we've gotten so many wikis. 60 HP, I doubt I can do anything. You know, we could try Pressure Point, and then let's do like some level slashes. Why not? Missed it, yeah. Another one got away. I was not prepared to actually fight these wikis, so yeah, they're getting away from me, unfortunately. Let's move up over here. Ooh, okay. Unfortunately, the enemies don't abide by the ice gimmick as well, so it becomes difficult to run away from these guys. There's a defender, which we have one already. We got one from fighting the Mushusu. But, I mean, I'll take another one. This would have been the earliest point you could have gotten one if you hadn't fought the Mushusu, which is surprising. Alrighty, that is all the treasure chests in this area. We should be a little over halfway through this area. This is definitely one of the bigger dungeons in the game, for sure. They were expecting you to enter and exit this place multiple times. That's why they gave us that midpoint save area and teleport pad. Of course, the second I put on Counter Savvy is the second I stop getting countered by those stupid wolves. Let's go over to the left here. This is technically an optional area as well. We slide through here. We do not want to fall down there. You can actually fall. If we just play safe, we shouldn't fall on any of this ice pathing. Okay. It's getting a bit tighter now. Got some dangerous enemies over there. Do not want to just fall into their laps. I mean, I wouldn't mind going and messing with them all later, but I see treasure chests in the middle, and I prefer loot over death. You know, that's a pretty decent rule to abide by. Okay. Ooh. Alrighty, so we have 3 treasure chests for us here. The bottom one has a mage shell. The left one has 2 dark deluges. And, okay. So this is actually a treasure chest that, man, what are you? You're very touchy right now, okay? Can you back off? So this treasure chest is actually pretty important. I don't want to spoil what's in there, but all I'll say is equip some thieves. There's some pretty good stuff that you can steal from the enemies in here. I know the last time that I promoted stealing items, it didn't really go very well, but trust me, this is pretty good. Let's open it up. Yep, enemies, pretty standard.
Let's stay focused.
However, there are two big wikis that always spawn in this treasure chest. As I just said way back in Bernard's mansion, there are certain chests that are guaranteed to have wikis in them, and this is one of them. And because of this, you can equip a bunch of thieves and steal JP orbs from them. Usually it's 2 medium JP orbs per wiki, but the idea would be is that you put Spearhead on your thieves that will make them move first in combat, you steal the medium JP orbs, and then you flee from the battle. Because if you flee from this fight, the chest stays closed and you can just redo the encounter again.
Let's stay focused.
Which will get you those wikis. Obviously, I didn't get either of them that time, but this is not a bad place to farm JP orbs if that's something you want to do. Again, I will not be doing it, but hey, you know, it's there. I'm here to spread knowledge about the game, even if I'm not going to be doing any of that myself. And we get the carving knife, which, okay, I don't think I have anyone that's really good with daggers right now. Maybe Picto? Yeah, B rank, A rank, D rank. Okay, let's see what it looks like on Elvis. You can use the Beastmaster's Mercy Strike on it. It gives you 70 attack power. Its weight is not that bad. Yeah, I mean, this is not a bad knife, actually. The moniker kind of makes me think it would be not that great. Now, we can't drop down from here, but if we go onto this ice platform, we can drop. And fight this new enemy over here, which is a Frost Tortoise. Okay. Let's go ahead and examine it, and then start our mowdown. Let's do Mercy Smash a few times, and then we'll do a mowdown. 4,000 HP, we did Earth, Daggers, and Axes. Poke them a little bit. And then we will go over to Seth's turn and finish them off that way. There we go. Almost top level 7 on Dragoon there. Perfect. Oh, hello, we've got friends incoming. We need to use our ethers. This dungeon is definitely making this worse. You know what, screw it. I'm just gonna put on a Berserker on her. I do not want to be using these ethers all willy-nilly. They're very expensive. Hey, Adele learned Sky High. That is an interesting ability, if I do say so myself. Let's see what it does. Okay, so Comeback Kid first and foremost. All status ailments will be automatically removed 2 turns after being inflicted, at which point HP and MP will be fully restored and BP will be reduced by 1. This is mostly used for fights that you are going to be getting status ailments, and you can basically use the enemy's status ailments as a punishment. You can be like, oh, hey, you put a status ailment on me? Well, that's fine. I'm going to be fully healed in a little bit, and the BP reduction isn't really that big of a deal. So, yeah, this is overall a beneficial ability, but you won't be seeing me using it too much because the idea is to not get hit by status ailments, or just plunge them immediately. Then there's Sky High. Performs jump on a random enemy at 0 cost as soon as battle begins. This can be pretty useful if later on, whenever you can make it to where jumps are AoE. At least your standard jumps are. There is a way to do that, and that is where Sky High becomes really, really good in my opinion. Normally, it's just kind of extra damage that isn't really worth that much. But again, later on, it does become something that I'm very, very keen on doing.
Everyone okay?
Almost job level 12 on Pictomancer there. We got Goulash, which is another monster treat for undead enemies, I believe. Okay, yeah, Goulash is undead, and Soul Food is spirit enemies. I think I might have gotten that mixed up earlier, but hopefully I did. Anyway, more enemies. We're almost to job level 12 on Pictomancer. I want to see if I can get it. More wikis! Didn't get it, but what else is new? But hey, we got Convert MP on Gloria, maxing out Pictomancer. And I think that's a victory. Yo, they learned the location of the island's biggest tree? Huh. Okay, now that Pictomancer is maxed out on Gloria, I think the next immediate option for her is probably Salve Maker? Maybe? I don't know. Compounding is really the only thing that's necessary on this job, but I think I will go ahead and do this. We'll keep White Mage as her sub-job since they have nice restorative power, and turn Gloria into an archaeologist chemist. I am assuming that's kind of what they were going for here. or maybe like a war medic. I don't know. I have yet to do the research for the... Well, I've yet to do the research on the Salvemaker outfit. That is actually one thing I forgot to do before starting the series. There were certain things that I just didn't get around to doing and have in my notes that I need to do before I get around to it, personally.
What's the plan?
But researching Salvemaker deeply is one of the things I did not do. So I need to do that. This reminds me. Maybe I'll do that after I'm done with this recording session. Anyway, there's more level ups on Salvemaker for Gloria. It's her some of the more interesting moves outside of compounding. Okay, so we actually have two new abilities: BP Tonic and BP Depleter. Makes up a medicine that increases BP by 1 and you administer it to a target. It's only 7,500 peak for this. Again, I will probably avoid this for a little bit. I might use it a few times, but again, money I do want to sort of save up. Then there's BP Depleter, which is just you administer a BP -1 to an enemy target. I guess you could also administer it to your teammates if you want to lower their BP for any specific reason, but usually you don't want to do that. I'm sure there's some strange meta strategy that no one has thought of that requires you to lower your own team's BP just for the hell of it. I would not put it past this game or this community to be able to find a way to make that work. There's your challenge for today. Almost level 35. We're about to gain 2 levels in 1 dungeon. That's honestly pretty impressive. I mean, this dungeon is definitely longer than any other dungeon we've run into so far. Oh, we can get a consecutive battle here. This might be a bad idea, but you know what? Screw it. Okay, there we go. We got 2 extra fights, which wasn't too bad, but a lot of extra JP. Perfection. Okay, so we are in a pretty decent spot now. I mean, we are definitely nearing the end of the dungeon here, but I am actually feeling pretty confident that we can max out at least Seth's monk before we reach the end of it. Okay, that fight was a little longer than I wanted, but okay, there's a full face helm, which I'm assuming is a heavy piece of armor. Yep. So I think I'll pass on that for right now. I need one more piece of loot. It's not over here, but there's an enemy. I'll take that. Wikis. I guess I'll try pressure point? Missed it. Okay. Well, I tried. Still got some decent EXP and JP for that, though. More wolves. Okay, I've been looking around long enough that I remembered that this last chest is actually past the save point to get to where Father Ridian is. So, oh, and it has a nasty surprise. Great, of course.
Let's stay focused.
Just perfect. Also, I've been here long enough looking for this that I maxed out Monk on Seth. So, after this, I need to fix that and put him on something else. Let's do Angon. Again, you don't want to do Spirit Surge or anything like that on these guys since they're undead, and you'll lose out on anything you want. Not enough BP. Oh, I was not paying attention. I thought I had an extra 1 BP there. I guess we could try out Wow, voice crack there. I guess we could try out Vocal Blast just to see how much damage it does. It will reduce a random stat for the enemy by 20% for 4 turns. You can get some really mean debuffs on this. Boom, 1200 damage. Well, we won't be able to see what stat we lowered, but I'm assuming that was physical defense because that second Vocal Blast did a lot of damage. Anyways, we get a Dark Talisman for this last treasure chest, which is pretty good. I think we have one of those already. Or maybe that completes all of the talismans. No, that was the last one we needed. We have Flame, Ice, Thunder, Wind, Earth, Light, and Dark now. Dark Talisman will increase the amount of MP you have by quite a bit, along with some extra magic attack, and also giving a Dark Resistance +1. So that's pretty decent. Either way, I am going to be shifting Seth over to... I think I'm actually going to leave that for next time. As next time on Bravely Default 2, we will be meeting up with Father Ridian and seeing what exactly lies at the very bottom of the Jaws of Judgement. So, with that said, I'll see you soon.